thousand. Today is GCSE results day. So to everybody who's been down there, met your mates, collected your envelope, I hope you got into sixth form. I hope you did what you need to do. Hopefully you got the result you wanted. But it is time now for you to kind of look at it and go, nobody's going to tell you to do it anymore. You got to do it because you want to do it or you have to do it. And if you didn't get the results you want, my next guest is a perfect example of it never being too late to try again. Stephen Hargraves was expelled from school as a teenager. He didn't even sit his exams, but 34 years later, after wanting to change careers, he sat the exams and has received his results alongside his daughter today. I feel like I should be there with you, fella.
Well, thank you very much. It's been certainly in this house, it's been a very happy and quite emotional morning.
Well, let's go on the journey. Let's not go to the destination straight away. You're old enough and ugly enough to know that journey is a thing that matters. What did you end up doing?
So if you can imagine all the largely based agricultural jobs that you certainly wouldn't want to be doing, that's what I spent a large chunk of my early years doing.
Mucking out, picking stuff,
the heavy stuff,
in the field,
the heavy stuff nobody
moving
wanted
the
to
hay.
pick up.
The
smelly stuff nobody wanted to touch. That's what I had to do for 6 days a week.
Rubbing suntan lotion into pig.
Well, that was a luxury job.
Okay.
But, yeah.
So basically, handyman?
Yes. Agrarian.
Would you go there?
Yeah.
And you kind of learn to do lots of... Listen, I've got a few cousins. I've got a few mates who earn a good living doing that. Whatever you need, they can do it. Whether it's the architrave, the skirting board, they can find a way to fix the sink when you couldn't. They can hang the... There are a lot of people who, they do very well at doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's no such thing as unskilled labour. I certainly learned that. And actually, you can make a tremendous living by going into those areas where, people don't necessarily want to do it because they don't want to do it. They may pay you a premium. However, my problem was more with my attitude to it, because I got forced into that route because nothing else was... it was the only route that was available to me at that time. And so I think it was a lot of my approach to that type of work rather than the actual good, honest work it is. And I just had this sense that there was, I wanted to do something different. I was doing this out of necessity, and I did it, and, it didn't work out.
How many people?
As a poor man's Jeremy Clarkson.
Well, no. Tell me your truth. I mean, feels like there are fewer and fewer areas where I can just speak to somebody and just tell me what they think without worrying about how it affects you. You can only tell me your story, and no matter what anybody thinks of it, just to help me. So we got ours today for my boys. So I'm using you to help me. So I have this thing about education, right? And I have this thing that I didn't do as well as I could do, and everybody around me, every single person around me has degrees, has masters, and yet I'm doing a job where you would imagine, talking to people, that I would have a level of intelligence to keep the job that would indicate that I was not stupid, right? And so I personally have a fixation around education. Did you?
Yes. Yeah. I really felt that sense of being constrained, and that sense of almost of a sort of academic poverty and educational poverty. And it really burnt and bit at me, because those that had achieved more, or those who had got better marks than me, that had a different experience in their time in school, they were doing much better than me at that time. I mean, now everything's balanced out, right? And now, like you say, definitely you can have a tremendous career by focusing and becoming very skilled in one or two areas, and then particularly if it's jobs people don't want to do. I mean, so it's changed a lot in these last 34 years.
I don't know. This is where myself and the producer were, I won't say arguing, but we had a healthy conversation, the little conversation that we did about you and you coming on the show. How old are you?
So I'm 52.
So would you say that and what kind of background do you come from?
Well, so working class, southeast of England, grew up very much with parents under sort of almost a Thatcherite zeal of bootstrapping your way upwards, hard work.
You do, but social mobility was much. Well, I don't. This might be me getting older, right? And I accept that. But I had a sense. I think 2 kids at my school went to university, and I had a sense that social mobility was possible as an immigrant, as a child of an immigrant who said, the brilliant thing about England is if you apply to yourself for 5 years, you can make yourself a man. Do you think that still applies in the same way?
I think it's very different. So that opportunity is always going to be there for those who are committed enough to maintain the discipline every day of the good practices that keep carrying you forward, and then courageous enough to jump before you quite feel ready. I don't think that changes through.
That's a wonderfully poetic way of speaking, which tells me you're not working class anymore.
At times, again, if we're going to be completely truthful, at times I feel myself a bit. I'm sure everybody feels out of place and out of character at times in their life, and I can quite often feel, well, where am I now? You know, I'm not a fish and I'm not a chicken.
Well, but you know, you're swimming and you're clucking. How about that? So tell me about your wife and child.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I'll tell you why I'm asking you all these questions in a little while, but I just revealed to you that my child got his results today, and my wife has a degree and I don't. So just help me, and then I'll work it out with you. So what? Tell me about your daughter and your wife.
So my biggest upward social mobility is my wife.
so you're punching up.
Without a doubt, I definitely am punching up in every angle, and that has been tremendous to me. But actually, also there are divides. The differences can be really quite entrenched, and they can. Yeah, you can quite often it comes up just whole frameworks and way of being and what is your normal.
Steve, can I suggest this in your head?
Yeah, it's all in our heads, right? I mean, undoubtedly I live far too much inside my head, but I'm comfortable there. So, judge me if you want.
No, I'm not. You have no idea about the similarities. I'm like, am I talking to myself? I'm like, wait, this is a bit weird. Right, so you got your job and you're doing okay.
The star of the show is undoubtedly Juliet today. I mean,
that's your daughter.
What she's done, and what she's done and achieved.
That's right. But she's not on the show. Yeah, but she's not on the show.
She's not on the show.
Right, so I can't talk about her.
Struggled through COVID.
But she's not on the show.
Really struggled.
She's not. Listen, I've just had 2 weeks of pretending I had COVID, right? But that's a different story. Right, okay. So I remember in COVID, driving this boy to a school, not meeting any of his teachers and watching them disappear. These are the kids who were in year 7 when COVID happened.
Yeah.
How many GCSEs did you do?
How many did I do this time around?
Yeah.
So my ambition is now retraining as a teacher, and so being the type of character I am, I did the minimum I needed to do, which was English and maths, and which will allow me to sort of continue on this journey of retraining and trying to get involved in education. There's probably a lot of self-therapy.
How do you do? But that's why I'm indulging the conversation. It's great. What you've done, in my opinion, right? It is therapy. You're dealing with a hang-up that you've had for decades.
Yes.
You're proving to yourself that you are worthy, that you're not pretending, that you're not an imitator. It's fantastic to speak to a man who's been able to do that. You've justified for yourself. You've done it for yourself. It's a brilliant conversation to have. How did you do?
Well, I only know half the result, I'm afraid, because there's been a delay. So I did my English and my maths. I've got my English result today. There's been a slight delay.
Right, so 9 is great, and then it works down to 1. You've done a 2.
I needed above a 4. I got a 6.
Well done.
So
and how did you feel?
Oh, to me, it was massive. It was massive, especially in English, because I naturally have more of a mathematical bent. I really struggled with language. Putting ideas across in a coherent, logical manner was always very difficult to me if it wasn't number-based. And so it was huge, and I'm really proud. However, my daughter got a 7, so she's done even better, and she's got one up on me.
She's young. She's young. You're not young. Your head doesn't work the same. Your muscle does. Your muscle
52, man.
Your muscle doesn't work the same anymore. Goodness sake. Can I just tell you? It's a fantastic conversation. What's it like in your house today?
Lots of high emotions, lots of joy. Some regret about certain things, but overwhelmingly looking forward to the future and wanting to make the best of it, and appreciation for all those that supported us, because anyone doing their exams recently, whether my end of the spectrum or all the 16-year-olds in the country, have been hugely supported in that journey, whether it be direct by teachers and schools, or family members that were there, even with a cup of tea, or making sure dinner was on the table, or getting out of bed, or whatever needed doing. There's a massive supporting cast that obviously allows you to be the main character to perform and do the results that you've done.
And what's your? I'm taking it she did very well, your daughter.
Yes. She
did. What's your message to people, because you've come on really, I've taken this interview in a different direction, but you've come on really to encourage young people and their parents to do what?
I would say this: for the students, it is your day, and you've really earned everything that you've achieved. If it hasn't gone your way, then I am an example that it doesn't define the rest of your life. If you stay, you can use it as I did. It took me far longer to work it out than I'm sure you'll be able to work it out much quicker. But you can use it as fuel. And my goodness, that fuel can burn very bright and hard. And you can then convert that into power that take you where you want to go. And so it really doesn't need to define you today. It can really be rocket fuel for your future. And then I would just encourage all those young men and women to give a big thanks to, if not a big thanks, at least a small thanks, and recognise that you've been supported along the way. So even just a couple of moments to say thank you would be very well appreciated.
Give yourself some time now, yeah? Just take it from me. Give yourself a time. You've done it. You are worthy, yeah? Are you listening? No, don't fob me off. I live in a house where people fob me off. Just hear me out, fella. You've done it. You've proved it to yourself. Just take a while, enjoy it, and chill out. Yeah.
Well, thank you. Without wanting to undermine your kind thoughts, I've been at that place for a little while. So I really appreciate your brand of therapy.
Right, then, hold on a minute. Why didn't you get an A? How did you let the little girl, your daughter, beat you? All right, if that's the way you want to do that.
She's clever and she works. She's
Hackney
clever
therapy.
She works harder, and she's got a
How do you set an example when your daughter beats you?
I think the example is that, wherever you are, you keep grinding away. You keep working really hard. The route doesn't matter.
Well done. Well done.
But on that support thing, I really would, if I may, just be able to really thank the team at Now Teach, who, without their help and support, I would have got here, but it would have been a lot harder. So anybody who's ever thinking about going to retraining, being a respray like me, into education, go check out Now Teach.
Just go and get some panel beating out of the way now. This is